Hi guys, good evening. It's Lisa Loring and I am going to teach our class, 6:30. Sorry I had to miss class yesterday, but I had some stuff going on with my cats. And by the time I got done, it was too late and then I had a client after that. So I apologize for not posting or doing a class yesterday, but there are lots of classes on the YouTube channel, Lisa Maxwell Loring, that you can absolutely do during this time that are free of charge, as is the class that I'm about to teach you right now. So thank you very much for being with me. For those of you who have joined me on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, let's do a great hip opening class this evening. We'll do some shoulder opening as well, apexing into head to ankle, which doesn't give a huge description of that pose, but you'll see when we get there. Let's do some stuff that gets there. So during this time, I have been able to offer everybody free classes. I haven't been teaching, obviously, in a yoga studio because that's not something we do anymore. But here we are. And so we are kind of in the world studio at this point. So I'm really grateful to be here with you all tonight. And thank you again for joining me. For those of you who have made donations to the channel, thank you. It's very nice. And I've seen donations anywhere from anywhere from 1 to 5. And then some people have been doing like $20 a month, which is really nice. And of course, I mean, all the classes are unlimited, but that's also, that's a nice surprise. But all the classes are free. So any other way that you'd like to donate, like sharing the videos, subscribing to any one of the channels, making sure that you click the notification bell to get notifications when I do make an upload or am going live, or you see when I'm doing the classes. All of those are great ways to support what I'm doing and make sure that by your interaction that you're getting the, you're just allowing me to be more visible to those who need something at this time. And to be able to have access to yoga right now is, I think, really important for a lot of people to either start a practice or maintain their current practice for those who are longer time, have been students for a longer time. But the class that we're about to do today is for all levels as advertised. So there's a place to practice for everybody. If there's any questions that you have, please don't hesitate to reach out to me personally through either direct message on Instagram, Messenger on Facebook, or email me. lisa.loring@gmail.com is the easiest way to reach me, and I'm happy to offer my assistance in any way that I can. All right? So let's get started. All right, bring your feet into whatever's a comfortable cross-legged position for you. We'll do a practice called Brahmari tonight, which is a humming on an exhalation. So there's an inhalation, and then we'll hum as we exhale. And tonight, we'll hum into all of the different chakras. So there are lots of chakras in the body, but the 7 most commonly understood and you'll see most commonly out there are the base, which is right at the tailbone. That's your root chakra. You've got your sacral chakra, which is here at the low belly, like just under the navel point. And, think of these as actually radiating around the body. So the hips, the low back area, sacrum. And then you have your 3rd chakra up, which is the seat of your willpower, and that sits just underneath the rib cage. And then you have the heart chakra. And then you have the 3rd chakra, the one here at your 3rd eye, right between the brow point, and then right at the crown of the head. So yeah, that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then a lot of people also consider your aura to be your 8th chakra. So we'll work with each of these chakras, and each of them have a color as well as a pitch. So you'll hear me shift my pitch, and as you shift yours and vibrate into each of the 7, you might see a color, because they also have their corresponding colors: red, orange, yellow, green, and pink. A blue, not a cobalt blue, but more like a light blue, like a cerulean blue. I'm trying to think, something more along the lines of like what do you see in this handkerchief? So cerulean, and then more of that cobalt, more violet kind of, more vibrant, deep indigo at the brow point. And then the crown chakra is more white or like super, super, super light purple, like white with just a tinge of purple. And then that 8th chakra is kind of a turquoise one, is what you might hear commonly also associated with that. So we'll actually work with the 7. We'll work with, you might envision those colors. They might come forward for you as we practice. And you'll hear some different pitch sounding, all right? So let's start with the bottom. Bring your hands underneath, however you're sitting tonight. Palms up, so you're sort of cupping your own buttocks. Activate the feet so the feet and the legs are very energized. Close your eyes for a moment. And then feel for the pelvis and the buttocks settling into the hips, into the ground. Feel the shoulders relax and feel yourself getting even more settled into the ground. Take a deep breath through the pelvis area. And then feel the exhale and the wash out of the breath there. And on the next exhalation, we'll hum and vibrate up this tailbone area. So breathe deeply into the pelvis. And on exhalation, hum and buzz up this area. The root chakra has a very deep sound. We'll do 2 more like that. Breathe into the pelvis. One more, really getting buzzy as you breathe in and actually breathe out. And then let that go. Slide the hands out from underneath and bring one hand just below the navel and then one to the low back. Keep the feet active. Toes spread. Shift your awareness to where your palms are touching your body now. Take a deep breath in. Humming up into this area as you exhale. Inhale. One more. Slide the hands up, maybe switch, bringing the hand that was behind you forward. One was in front to the back. So bring the hand onto the seat of the willpower. This is your solar plexus, just below the rib cage, just below the bottom point of the sternum. Sense the warmth of your hands there. And we'll breathe in and then hum up on the exhale. So take a deep breath. And then hum into the seat of your will as you exhale. Inhale. Deep breath. All right, let's move the hands up. So again, just kind of switch. So you're working your shoulders in different ways as you work up the body. Bringing the hands one to heart, one behind. Or if it's easier for you to access more of the heart by bringing your hands to the sides of the ribs, sides of heart, that's a great option as well. So feeling the warmth radiating through the skin, breathing and buzzing up the heart space. Deep breath in. Inhale. One more, just like that. So a chakra that you might have felt vibration and resonance throughout this whole breath practice might be your throat. But we'll deliberately focus here in the seat of our hearing as well as our speaking. It's our communication, sort of like air traffic control. So bring your hands anywhere around the throat, the jawline. And we'll buzz into this area as well. Take a deep breath into this space. Felt really good. All right. So bring your hands now to the sixth chakra that we'll work with tonight. Anywhere around this kind of brow line, if you will. Take a deep breath between the brow point and buzz up as you exhale. Woo. I got a lot of powerful violet there. Wow, I get that a lot though. You might have too. So moving up to the crown, you can place your hands right on the top of the head, or maybe just behind the top of the head is fine too. We'll breathe right into the crown, taking a deep breath in, and buzzing up through this crown chakra. Release the hands and let's breathe Ujjayi breath through the whole center channel of the body. And if there was any particular chakra as we worked through the practice that didn't really feel accessible to you, focus your breath to that area. You can continue working Brahmari there if you want. Or just focus your breath, and I'm going to ask you to do that as you work through your practice tonight. All right? So close your eyes and let's work Ujjayi breath, and I'll teach you that one as well tonight. So first stage you're learning that, and again, focus the breath into that spot in your body that wasn't really responsive. Let's pay some extra TLC there. First stage of Ujjayi is to practice with the mouth open on inhalation and exhalation. So open the mouth wide and breathe in. Aiming that breath into your spot and exhale through the mouth as well. Take a deep breath in through your spot, open mouth. Exhale, open wide mouth. Open mouth, inhale. Wide open exhale. Heck, let's go for one more. Open wide. Exhale. Stage 2 Ujjayi is with an open mouth exhalation, closed mouth, open mouth inhalation, closed mouth exhalation through the nose. But stay committed to your spot. Keep taking care of it. Open mouth inhale. Close the mouth, exhale through the nose. Open mouth inhale. Closed mouth, exhale through the nose. Keep breathing and coaxing that spot in your body open. Open mouth, inhale. Close the mouth and exhale. We'll do 3 breaths now with a full Ujjayi. Closed mouth inhalations and exhalations into the spot that you're working with tonight. Feel into that spot with your breath. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale nose and through your spot. Inhale nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Just stay breathing, staying committed to that spot in your body, rinsing the breath in and out. Bring your feet into Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together. Activate the feet, spread the toes. If bringing the heels close to the body is too much on your hips or your knees, slide the heels further away, making more of a diamond shape. Or even take blocks and place them underneath the knees for extra support. The blocks have 3 heights. You've got the low side, wide side. Turn them on their edge, that's your medium height, and then high side. All right, I'll refer to that for a few times over the course of the class. Hey, Gender Bender Prophet. Hey, girl. All right. Soles of the feet together. Find your heel Distance from groin, activate the feet and spread the toes. Side bend pose. Place right palm out to the side, flatten the palm, relax the neck. And keep breathing through your spot here. Feeling the hips settle down and the palms settle down. You can keep the hand low on the hip with the left palm there. Bring it to the shoulder. That's for shoulder issues, right? Or if you have none of those, reach the left arm up. Stay grounded through the pelvis and your tailbone reaching down. Both sit bones drawing slightly towards the tailbone. Relax the neck even more and keep breathing through the nose, but separate the lips slightly. Close your eyes and just feel that breath rinsing in and out of your spot tonight. Come into neck release pose. Reach the left arm out to the side, palm down if it's lifted. If you're working with the hand, the shoulder, or the hip, you can stay there. Leaning and relaxing the head further towards the right. Pushing down through both sit bones to stay grounded. Stretch the breath through your spot like a caress. One more deep breath in. Exhale out completely. Enjoy the end of that exhale. And keep reaching through the left hand or stay relaxed in the neck, either way, to sit all the way up. Use right hand to pick up your head. Let's do the other side. Plant the left hand down on the floor, flat palm, fingers spread wide. Hand can stay on the right hip, the shoulder, or inhale, reach right arm straight up. Feeling for the sensation of the reach of the arm being connected, literally, to the aura about you, or that space above and beyond you. Something beyond is actually grabbing your hand and lifting you up. But you're also very grounded in that humanity down to the ground. Pelvis settles into earth. Expand the breath through your spine. Do you feel some changes there? Get curious about that. Neck release pose. Inhale. If your arm is lifted, reach right arm out to the side. Palm down. It's about a foot off the floor. Stay leaning towards the left. The sit bones anchored into the floor. Expand the breath through your spot. Rinse it in. Wash it out. Using the breath to wash yourself clean, to wash what's stagnant and sticky out of the body. What doesn't suit anymore. To come out of the pose, you can keep reaching through the arm if that's where you're practicing. Use left hand to pick up your head. Use your hands to close your knees like a book. And watch me first. We'll be doing a practice called gate opener tonight. We'll also be doing elbow to knee. Elbow to knee is a little more straightforward, but there's quite a bit of instruction involved with gate opener. And in fact, I need to move my mat a little away from the wall. You may also need to give yourself space to expand your legs when it comes time for the straddle. So in gate opener, I'm going to show you the most expansive version so you understand why you need more room for your legs. We work with a prop called a rolled up mat in the style of yoga that I teach, which is called forest yoga. You can also work with a block. You can work with a rolled up pillow or blanket or a rolled up pair of pants like jeans or something. That also works. And so here we go. This is how it looks. And then I will make sure to continue to give you further instruction as we move through for some options. Legs are reaching straight up. This is the fullest option. I'll give you some modifications. Inhale. Activate the feet, hold the breath. Push low back into floor. Exhale, squeeze the prop, lift shoulders up. Place one hand on the prop. Hold low belly down. Inhale, widen through the legs, breathing into the pelvis. Exhale, curl the pubic bone up into the prop, pull the low belly down and reach to the legs even more. Inhale, legs back to center. Now this can be done in a knee bend version, right? Or even feet on the floor, because the hand is going to be steadying the prop when we widen out through the legs, right? That hand will be doing that. You can work without lifting the shoulders as well. And when it comes to that, I will show you those options, all right? We can do that in elbow to knee too, and that's actually where we're gonna get started. So come on to the back, place the feet on the floor, knees hip distance. Bring your arms into a cactus position with the palms, that's a 90-degree bend at the elbows, palms up to the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath, push low back into the floor. Exhale, reach the left leg, right leg forward, push the left foot down, pull the low belly down. Inhale, bring right foot back to floor. See, no shoulder lifting, right? Hold the breath, press low back into the floor, spread the toes. Exhale, reach the left leg forward, pull the low belly down, push the right foot against the floor. Inhale, come back to center, foot on the floor. Hold the breath, stay active with the toes spreading, push low back into the floor. Exhale, reach left foot forward, pull low belly down, relax the ribs into the body. Relax the chin to the chest. Inhale, bring right foot to floor, press low back into floor. Exhale, push left leg forward, pull low belly down, push right foot into the floor. Stay working here if this is enough for you. If you have further to go, interlace the hands behind the head, point elbows straight to ceiling. Feet stay on the floor. Take a deep breath in. Activate the feet, spread toes, push low back into floor. Exhale, reach left leg forward, pick shoulders up, turn elbows left and pull low belly down. Inhale, foot back to the floor, elbows, shoulders down, hold the breath. Press low back into floor. Exhale, lift shoulders up, reach left leg forward, turn elbows right, pull low belly down. Inhale, foot to floor, shoulders down. Hold the breath, press low back into floor. Exhale, lift shoulders up, reach right leg forward, turn elbows left, pull low belly down. Inhale, bring foot back to floor, lower shoulders. Hold the breath, press low back into floor. Exhale, lift shoulders up, reach left leg forward, turn elbows right, pull low belly down. Inhale, bring the foot back to the floor, lay shoulders down. So keep working in the stage 1 or 2 options that I've shown you, or move further to stage 3. Pick both feet up off the floor, knees bent at 90 degrees. Interlace hands behind the head, right at the base of the skull. Elbows point up. Inhale, lift shoulders up. Push low back into the floor. Exhale, reach right leg forward. Turn elbows left, pull low belly down. Inhale, knees back to center, elbows center. Stay up in the shoulders if you can. Hold the breath, press low back into the floor. Exhale, reach left leg forward, turn elbows right, pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath. Push low back into floor. Exhale, reach right leg forward. Push and spread the toes. Turn elbows left, pull the low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, press low back into floor. Exhale, reach left leg forward. Turn elbows right, pull the low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold the breath, press low back into floor. Relax whatever effort you're doing in your shoulders. Work the legs. Exhale, reach the right leg forward. Turn elbows left, pull the low belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Hold breath, push low back into floor. Exhale, reach left leg forward. Turn elbows right, pull low belly down. Inhale, come back to center, feet to floor, shoulders down. All right, so there's options for everybody there, just as there are in gate opener. So grab onto that prop, whatever you're going to use tonight, place it between the thighs, right on pubic bone. As I did in the elbow to knee, we'll also work some variations here. Bring your arms to cactus position, palms up, feet on the floor. Take a deep breath into the low back. Hold the breath, press low back into floor and squeeze the prop. Exhale, take right hand on the prop, squeeze the prop again and pull low belly down. Inhale, roll on the edges of the feet, knees out. Exhale, curl the pubic bone up into that roll, pull the low belly down. Relax the shoulders and the neck. Inhale, bring your legs back to center, hand back to floor. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up by pushing low back into floor. Exhale, left hand on the prop. Pull low belly down and squeeze the prop. Take a deep breath into low back. Exhale, roll out on the edges of the feet. Get your knees wide open. Curl the pubic bone up into that roll and pull the low belly down. Relax the ribs into your body. Inhale, legs back together. All right. Second stage would be to knees bent 90 degrees. You can work in the cactus moves, right? Or interlace hands at the base of the skull and work shoulders up and down. Spread the toes, take a deep breath in. Spread the low back into the floor. Squeeze your prop. Exhale, shoulders are lifting, lift them now. Take left hand on the prop. Squeeze the prop and pull low belly down. Spread the toes. Inhale, go wide with the legs like a frog. Exhale, curl pubic bone up into the roll, pull the low belly down and lengthen the buttocks away from the low back. Inhale, bring legs back together, hands behind head, shoulders down. Stay active in the feet. Hold the breath, press low back into floor. Squeeze the prop. Exhale, lift shoulders up, take your right hand on the prop, pull the low belly down. Inhale, widen through the feet. Curl pubic bone up into that roll as you exhale, pull the low belly down. Inhale, bring legs back together, hands behind head, shoulders down. Going further, straighten your legs. Pause. Exhale if you need to. And take a deep breath in. Hold the breath, press low back into floor. Squeeze the prop. Exhale, lift shoulders up, take left hand on top of the prop, pull the low belly down. Inhale, straddle the legs. Push the low back into the floor. Exhale, curl pubic bone up into the roll. Pull the low belly down and reach through your legs. Inhale, legs back together, shoulders down. Hold the breath, squeeze the prop, and push your low back into the floor. Exhale, lift shoulders up. Take right hand on the prop, pull the belly down. Squeeze the prop. Exhale, inhale, straddle the legs. Breathe and open up the back of the pelvis. Exhale, curl the pubic bone up, pull the low belly down and stretch out through the legs. Inhale, legs back together, feet down, shoulders down. See, lots of spaces in there, right? Lots of places to go. Let's work with bridge. You can let some actually stay with the roll tonight and also use a block. So if you have a very sturdy block that's either wide or a little heavier like this support block, that's ideal. If you don't have that, just maybe a couple of thick books or something is a good idea, good prop to use. If you have none of that, it's fine. I'll give you the cues to help support your legs. Arms at your sides, palms up. Spread your toes, activating feet. And take a deep breath through the low back. Exhale, push down through the heels. Lift pelvis off the floor. Relax your neck. Feel the balls of the feet pushing down. Feel for deepening your breath, making it a little longer through all those chakras as you inhale. And relating that to your spot as you exhale. Get very, very active in the legs by turning on the calf muscles, lengthening them towards the floor. And with the legs as a strong foundation, see if that gives you better access to your spot. Washing the breath in and out. Grab your prop, that sturdy block, and place it underneath your sacrum. You can choose any height. I'm on my high side, but you may choose one of those other heights I described earlier. Remove the roll from the thigh. Walk left foot closer to the right. Take a deep breath in. Hands come to hips. Exhale, feel both feet push firmly against the floor. Then draw right knee to chest. Spread the toes on both feet. And feel for pushing the right buttock slightly forward. Cross right ankle on left thigh. Making a strong connection between the ankle bone and the thigh. One of my spots is in my low right back. So that connection gives me the opportunity to breathe and access my spot a little bit better. Use each pose to determine the relationship you have to your spot. One more breath. Drawing the right knee into the chest. Exhale, place that foot on the floor. Get it firmly grounded. And inhale, draw left knee to chest. Exhale, cross left ankle on right thigh. Lengthening the left buttock a little forward. Does this pose enhance your ability to breathe through your spot? What is the effect? What does it inspire for you to stay connected to that spot? Inhale, draw the left knee to chest. Exhale, step that left foot down to the floor. Firmly press through both heels down and inhale, lift up pelvis, move block. And next exhale, lower the back to the floor, pushing down through the heels. Shoulders relaxed. Stay connected to your spot as we come out and round. So inhale, roll to one side, push into the palms and come sitting up, and then use one hand to. Good morning again. You might need to clip up your hair if you are like me and haven't gotten a haircut in some time. And let's do some turbo puppy, maybe turbo dog. So come on to your hands and knees tonight and watch me first. Turbo puppy or turbo dog starts with knees under hips, toes curled under. Place both hands underneath the shoulders. And then the move is to move one hand and then the other hand forward, a whole hand print. So you're basically taking the length of your hand forward. So it's a little more forward, and there's a bend at the elbow that is maintained throughout the pose, whether you move to the dog or not. So in turbo puppy, we stay on the knees. In turbo dog, we straighten the legs. But the elbows stay bent about 3 inches off the floor, as you see mine. Squeezing inner elbows towards one another, turning on the chest and upper back muscles. Neck relax. So let's start with puppy. Elbows bent, hovering about 3 inches off the floor. Take a deep breath through the upper back. Exhale, draw the shoulder heads back, shoulder blades down the back, and then wrap them forward towards the palms. Palms press floor, toes press floor. A deeper breath and widen the sides of the heart chakra. Exhale, draw the shoulder heads back, wrap them forward, keep pushing the palms down, squeezing inner elbows towards one another. Toes are working like mad into the floor behind you. Madly. And then maybe you have further to go. Straighten the legs, lift the hips, but the elbows must stay bent. Stretch the breath through the upper back. Exhale, draw the shoulder heads back, wrap shoulders around, and squeeze inner elbows together. Push the toes against the floor. No matter whether the knees are bent or straight. Let's all take another deep breath here. Exhale, draw the shoulder heads back, wrap the shoulder blades around, and then straighten the arms entirely, come into downward facing dog. Feel how now down dog is like really easy compared to that. But what part of that helps you? What part of turbo, the turbo experience, affects the way you're breathing and working in your dog? Like, what did that teach your body? Let's add one more move. Let's add emergence. So inhale, draw the right knee into chest, and then cross right ankle, maybe in front of left shin, or all the way up the thigh. Draw the inner elbows together. Push the palms against the floor. And take a deeper breath in. Push right ankle on left thigh or shin. One more breath. Hold that. And then release. Step the right foot down. And then go to the other side. Pick the left ankle up, crossing it on the left thigh or the right shin. And by the way, you can do this with the knees down, right? There's your modification. Strengthen the breath. Push the palms down more firmly. Long breath in. Long breath out, using that Ujjayi breath. And then unwind. Step the left foot down. And then the right. Let's update or not. Inhale, step the left foot forward and come up and do a horse stance or a wide stance with straddle. All right, we're going to work with Uddiyana and horse stance. So you picked the great class if you wanted to learn some of the most amazing breath practices that we do in yoga. So we've done Brahmari. We did them through all the chakras. And then we also did an intro to Ujjayi to get a better understanding of the breath that we use that sustains practice. And then now we'll work with Uddiyana. Uddiyana means the belly flies up. All right? So when the belly flies up, it's a pulling back of the belly and a widening through the rib cage. Watch me first. And I don't think I need my blanket, y'all. So it looks like this. We'll do it in a horse stance. And by the way, so because I'm giving you guys modifications, and I like to make sure we have those, this practice can be done in a chair position with the back supported by a wall. So you come into this position with the thighs as close to parallel with the floor as possible, and a block between the shins, the inner calves. You can also do the horse stance with your back against the wall. If doing it in space is a little too much, right? You come into it with the back against the wall. Again, thighs are parallel with the floor. All right? So let's do it. All right. Coming into horse stance or chair at the wall, you pick. Bend the knees so the thighs become parallel with the floor. Coming into a back traction move. Take the hands onto the thighs. And if you want to watch for the first round, you may. Otherwise, you can join me if you know it. We'll do probably 4 rounds tonight to accommodate everybody. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Tuck the chin. Exhale out. Through the mouth. Keep the breath out. Pull belly back to spine. Widen through the ribs. Push the feet down. Relax the belly. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. Exhale out. Keep the breath out. Pull the belly back to spine. Release. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Final round. Deep breath in. Inhale, release. Straighten up the legs, forward bend. Take hands onto hips if you're shoulder injured today, right? We can all start there. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale into the forward bend. Neck relaxed, toes spread wide. If you have further to go, interlace the hands behind the back and you can pick the fist up towards the ceiling. Let go in the neck. Seek your spot with your breath. Seek for learning the most about the spot with your breath. And then release. Lower the fist back to the hips, hands to floor, and then heel toe your feet together. Push down through the feet to come on up. All right, so here's where I think I am going to end the live feed and then return to the live feed on Instagram, okay? Hey guys. I'm going to end this and I'm going to come right back if you're joining me. All right. Superb. Hope Okay, let's do some sun salutations. So some modifications in sun salutations are to not do any of the vinyasas, they're called, which are the coming down to the knees and working through the cobras and things like that. If you have low back injuries and things like that that you're trying to be mindful of, and those aren't in your practice, I would definitely recommend that you, you're taking care of you in all of these classes that I teach. And that's one thing I should also start to mention is that, make sure that you get the advice of a medical practitioner or, and then you get the green light to do these kinds of things. And definitely practice within your own limits. You're in charge of you. I'm just giving you some guidance on a practice that I dearly love and has been with me for many, many years. And is serving me well now as I'm going through my own personal things, right? We all are. So at any rate, make sure that you're taking care of you. Some props that I recommend are to work with blocks, and you can also not do any of the reaching of the hands as we do work through the sun salutations. So some options would be, to step back into, instead of a fully knee down lunge, would just be to step back here and move the feet back and forward from what is called standing mountain position. Right? That's totally fine. You can also work with the hands on the hips in the forward bends. And the same thing in the lunges. So when we come to a knee down lunge, if you're choosing to do this, you would keep your hands low or bring them to the shoulders if you're working with a shoulder injury. All right? Working with knee down versions, I will also cue as well. So there's lots of ways to work, the feet back and forward to a warrior two, or instead of a warrior two, choose a straddle position if your hips are really tight. So anyway, those are some choices. Let's see where we go. I'm going to call them out, but feel free to just step into whatever pose I'm calling rather than go through some of the connecting shapes. So in sun salutations, you can start with your feet as a hip distance or bring big toes to touch. Bring hands to heart center. And pause. Spreading the toes and pushing the heels down. Relax the shoulders. And just check in on your spot right now. And feel for that spot as we move through the sun salutations. What does your breath as that investigative tool in your spot tell you as we work with the sun? Inhale, reach arms up if you're reaching tonight. Palms face in. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, step the left leg back. Flip the mat over to pad the knee and lower the knee to the floor for a low lunge. Stay high if you need to, and arms can come up. Or keep them low as well. Pause, breathe in. Active feet. Exhale, bring hands down if they're lifted and curl the toes under and come into a tabletop position, hands under shoulders. If you want to go full plank, straighten the legs, reach back to the heels, and push the heels firmly back. Deep breath in. Exhale, come down to the knees, draw the shoulder heads back, and push against the floor to lower down. Point the toes. Cobra pose, inhale. Curl the pubic bone against the floor and lift chest. Keep lengthening through the upper back. Exhale, lower down. Curl toes under and pick up tabletop position. Or go all the way, downward facing dog. Feel for that residual benefit that Turbo Dog and Puppy gave us. Squeeze inner elbows. Push toes and palms against the floor. Take a deep breath in. Step left foot forward, low lunge, bringing right knee to the floor. Arms can come up or they stay low. Hands to the floor. If they are lifted, you can use your blocks, right, to make that step forward. Forward fold. Inhale. Reach the arms up. Or keep them low on the hips, hands to heart. Exhale. Inhale, reach arms up. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, step the right leg back. Bring knee to the floor. Stay low with the arms. You could even stay high with the knee for a high lunge. Hands to the floor, exhale. Step back, tabletop position, or go right to your plank. Pause, take a deep breath. Exhale, come down to the knees, lower all the way to the floor. Cobra pose, inhale, lengthen upper back. Lower down, exhale. You got tabletop position, or go straight to downward dog. Low lunge, inhale, step the right foot forward, left knee can come down, or you can keep it up. Hands can be on the blocks. Find the way to experience this pose that actually benefits that spot in your body. Exhale. Hands come down and step forward and fold. Inhale. Reach to come up or keep hands on hips, then hands to heart. Exhale. Keep working your modifications. Inhale, reach arms up if you need to. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, step the left leg back, lunge pose. Knee down, arms come up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, plank pose. Come down to the knees. Complete the exhale, come all the way to the floor. Point toes, inhale, lengthen, lift chest. Exhale, lower down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, step the left foot forward, bring right knee to floor, low lunge. Exhale, hands to the floor, step forward and fold. Inhale, come up. Hands to heart, exhale. Inhale, reach up. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, step the right leg back, knee down, lunge. Hands to the floor, step back, table or plank. Come down to the knees or full chaturanga to the floor. Inhale, lengthen, open the upper back as you lift. Exhale, lower. Down, facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward, bring left knee down, reach up. Hands to the floor, exhale. Step forward and fold. Inhale, push down into the floor to come all the way up, straighten up, arms up, hands to heart, exhale. We'll work a B series from here. So come up to the top of your mat. We'll work 2 poses in the vignettes tonight. Again, make sure that you have your blocks nearby for support. And remember that you don't necessarily need to work into the poses through the vinyasas. You can just step into the poses from a standing mountain pose, right? And I mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again, that coming into a straddle position with the legs wide is always a great option for in lieu of doing a warrior two. A lot of us have some piriformis stuff going on because we've been sitting a lot. So that's why I'm bringing that up. A few of my students have mentioned that. So there you are. All right, so B series. You can bring your big toes to touch or keep your feet wide. Inhale, sink the hips back, push the heels down. Maybe reach arms up. Pause. Inhale into your spot. How's it feeling at this point of the practice? One more breath. And exhale, straighten the legs. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Bring hands to shins, knees, or thighs, or keep them low. Maybe work the blocks. Scoop the chest forward. Let's stay here. Relax the neck. Deepen the breath that opens the upper back. And then exhale. Step back to a tabletop or plank position. or go from table to plank. Pause, breathe in. And then exhale, come down to the knees or a full chaturanga to the floor. Relax the shoulders, curl the pubic bone into the floor as you lift upper back and chest. Exhale, lower down. Downward facing dog, or simply move into a table or step forward and fold. Warrior 2 feet. Inhale, step the left foot forward, pivot right heel down. Reverse warrior. Take right hand on the hip and reach the left arm forward or keep it on the hip. Shoulder, if you pick, or reach the arm up and over. Again, feel for that tether well beyond your own aura, well beyond your own little bubble to the sky through that left hand reaching, if you are lifting. And equally feel for the feet pushing into the earth to support the reach. To support the breath coming in and out of your spot. To come out of the pose, reach through that arm to lift up. Extended warrior variation. Bring left forearm on thigh. Right hand can continue to stay on the hip. If you have further to go, reach behind to grab a piece of the clothes, maybe the opposite thigh. Relax the neck. Support your spot with the breath. Support the smooth breath in and out by pushing the feet down. Inhale, unwind. If that's your move, reach the arms straight up. And then coming into pigeon pose. Actually, I think it's 3 poses in this, not 2. As I see it. You can take your blanket for pigeon, heel toe left foot across the mat, and then sit all the way over on the left hip with the front shin parallel to the front of the mat. The hip is lifted and supported. Maybe you even use a block. Maybe you even bend the back knee to find that parallel position. Stay up on the hands today, and maybe even use your blocks to support keeping the low back open. But bow the chin to the chest. The blocks can be at any height. Maybe even use the front shin as your support. Feel for lengthening the tailbone to the floor. And reaching back through the back thigh bone. Strengthen and lengthen the breath. Bend the back knee if it's not already. And step back into a tabletop or plank position. Or step forward into your standing mountain. Deep breath in. And then exhale, lower down through the knees or a full chaturanga to the floor. Interlace the hands behind the back, point the toes, both with hands clasped. If that's too much, take your hands onto your hips. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen and lift the upper back. Lengthen and lift the legs. Exhale, curl pubic bone against the floor. And exhale, lower down. Move hands under shoulders. Come to downward dog through tabletop or go all the way. All right, wherever you are, join us again. And inhale, step the right foot forward, feet of warrior 2. Let's do the other side. Reverse warrior. Take left hand onto hip. Right arm can extend forward. Come to shoulder or reach up. Feel for spreading through the toes and pushing them into the floor. Relax the neck. What can you soften in your body in order to access your spot better? Extended warrior variation. Bring the right forearm on the thigh, palm up. Left hand can stay low on the hip or maybe come behind the back to grab pants or that other thigh. Relax the neck. Look down at your feet. Adding the attention of your gaze to the feet so they push and connect into the ground deeply. Pigeon pose. Inhale, unwind the arm. You can reach it up and then extend down. I'm going to turn around so you have an opportunity to see that pigeon from the opposite side, the way I set up with the blanket. So placing the blanket as such so the right hip is supported. And you might not be using a blanket at all, but I find that it helps me get my low back a little more open. Work with your props as you like. Right? So you can stay with them very high or low or no blocks. The back knee can also be bent in order to keep the front shin parallel with the front of the mat. So mechanical instructions over. Come back to your breath. Activate the feet. Feel for the expansion of the breath, like we did in those introductory Uddiyanas, not Uddiyana, Ujjayis. Remember how wide open you felt? Feel like you're in pigeon. Right. Inhale, step back, downward facing dog. Or again, you can step forward. You can also work table. We're coming back to warrior two. Inhale, step left foot forward, pivot right heel down. Ostrich warrior two. Interlace hands behind the back. And be conscious of the way you interlaced, because you'll do them different next time. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale. Tuck the chin into the chest and curl the pubic bone slightly forward. Spread the toes. If you have further to go, continue to forward bend. If the buttocks end up reaching way far behind you though, come up, tuck the chin and get the pelvis tucked under as well. The idea is to keep the pelvis in line with the hips, in line with the thighs, excuse me. Inhale, straighten up through the front leg and turn the toes to the long edge of the mat. Stay with the clasp or bring the hands onto the hips. I should have mentioned that in the last one. It's always an option, right? If your shoulders are injured, take a deep breath in. Exhale, forward bend. This time go ahead and lengthen. It's a little easier to do towards the floor. And to keep the pelvis lined up over the hips. Once that one knee is kind of rotated out, it becomes a different move. So to work with optimal alignment, doing less in that warrior two shape is better. But do more here. Take a bigger breath in. And then exhale completely, doing the most with the breath. Lower the hands onto the pelvis. Release the hands to the floor. And we'll come into flank stretch from here. You might need to bring your feet a little closer together. Walk your hands to the back leg. That was your right leg. Grab a hold of the ankle or the shin anywhere below the knee. Or if you need to stay a little higher up, you can grab onto the thigh. So grab onto any part of the leg that's not the knee. And if you have further to go, you can hold the right ankle with the left hand and take the right palm to the floor near the pinky of that right foot. Turn the torso towards that leg. And then deliberately shift the weight into the left foot. And feel how that changes the shape. Relax the neck. It's one of my favorite poses. Inhale. Walk the hands around to the left and step back into a tabletop or plank position, or if you're not doing those tonight, just step forward. Wherever you are, pause, take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower down to the knees or a full chaturanga to the floor. Cobra pose, inhale, lengthen the legs back, lengthen the upper back forward and open and up. And exhale, lower down. Downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right foot forward, feet of warrior two. Ostrich. Remember I said to check your interlace, make it different this time. Interlace the hands behind the back or keep the hands on the shoulder, on the hips. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, tuck the chin, soften the shoulders, and just explore. Pushing the feet down if this is enough of a fold for you. Tuck the sit bones underneath the body. Explore going further, checking in on your spot. As you fold, can you continue to access it? Take one more deep breath. Exhale fully out. Inhale to come up and turn the toes to the long edge of the mat. Forward bend with the fingers interlaced or hands on hips. Take a deep breath in. Activate the feet. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe lift the fist off the back, reach it up. Or again, keep the hands on the hips if you're working with shoulder injury. What are the movements that you find yourself making to continue accessing your spot? What are the adjustments? Lower the fist to the back if it's lifted. Release the hands to the floor for a flank stretch. Walk the toes a little closer. And reach both hands to grab left ankle. Or anywhere up the shin, the thigh, just not the knee. You have further to go, let the right hand stay on left ankle and bring left palm to the floor outside the pinky edge of the foot. Relax the neck. And what can you soften or just kind of let be? What does your squat have to say when you just let the pose be what it is? Not doing too much to it. Inhale, release. Pivot the back heel up and step into downward facing dog. Or step into your Tadasana, standing mountain pose. Inhale, warrior two position, step the left foot forward, pivot the right heel down. Head to ankle press. So take your block on its high side, right underneath the chest. Right hand on the block. Left hand comes to the groin crease of the left thigh. If you have further to go, you can lower to the second or third height of the block or no block at all. Place right hand on the floor under chest. Lean back towards the right leg. Feel for curling the tailbone forward between the thighs. And getting a slight traction of the left thigh bone. Using the palm to move that thigh forward towards the knee. Torso continues to turn to back leg. Inhale. Come out of the pose. Turn the right edge of the mat over and lower right knee down. Take your block and bring knees into 90-degree angles. Left knee over ankle, right hip over knee. Curl the back toes under and take your block in front of you. We could stay exactly like this, pushing the right toes firmly into the ground, lengthening the left shin to the ground, breathing deeply. If you have further to go, lower the block to another height or bring forearms all the way down to the floor. Push into the ground and squeeze inner elbows together. Curling the pubic bone and the tailbone forward between both thighs. Right toes push back, left heel pushes down. Inhale to come up, keep the neck relaxed. Lift the back knee. You can bring your blocks under your hands for pyramid pose. Both legs straight. Neck relaxed. Shoulders relaxed. Spread the toes on both feet. Forward bending to any degree. Working your blocks to different heights or no blocks. Feel for a scissoring of the thighs. Feel into your spot. And Step forward into your standing mountain or come into downward facing dog or maybe even turbo dog. Or turbo puppy if you're working on hands and knees tonight. Feet of warrior two, step the right foot forward between the hands. Pivot the back heel down. Head to ankle prep. Bring the block on its highest side under the chest. Right hand on right thigh. Left hand on block. Relax the neck. Spread the toes and push feet down. Arc the body towards the back foot. And maybe work with the block on its any height or no block. Remember that. Long, deep breath in. Expand the length of the breath out. Head to ankle, stage one. So here's how it looks from the other side. Flip the left edge of the mat over, bring the knee to the floor, curl the toes under. Have your block on its high side inside the front foot. Push the hands against the block. Lengthen the right shin down. Left toes are curled under. Deepen the breath. Chin tucked in. Curl the pubic bone forward between the thighs. For those of you not doing these knee down poses, you can work that pyramid pose that I showed you. You can come into that. You'll just do it 2 times and have the opportunity to have a little more experience with it. If you have further to go here, lower the block, remove it, and bring forearms to floor. Find the pose that keeps you connected to your spot. Have it serving your spot and helps you continue to kind of rerun your own therapy on it. Inhale to come up. We'll join you if you're doing pyramid. Everybody straighten the back leg. Lift the hips. And bring the block on its high side inside the front foot to start. Chin tucked, curl pubic bone forward between thighs. Maybe forward bend, lowering the block to a different height or working with no block at all. Inhale, bend the front knee. And we'll work with head to ankle stages 1, 2, and 3 as I promised. So in head to ankle, we did stage 1. So you can come back to that. Continue to work with pyramid if you're not doing the head to ankle thing today, if you're not doing a bend knee down practice tonight. Or you can come into twisting warrior. So in twisting warrior, you can start like with hands on the hips, right? For those of you working a shoulder injury, and then lengthening forward and then coming into a twist over the front knee. All right? So you can work with those, working in gradual stages. I would say, because we're doing head to ankle stages 1, 2, and 3, in this practice, I would say 3 breaths in each part. So again, that would be in a warrior position. 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. You'll work both sides. Working the hands up or on the hips. 3 lengthy, strong breaths. Then coming over the leg, 3 breaths. Then coming into any version of a twist. You can even use a block, right? Okay, so those are that would be your modification. If you're doing head to ankle stages, let's come into it. So we already did stage 1, so let's come into that for those of you who are working in knee down practice. Curl the back toes under, 90-degree angles at the knees. Work with your block, right? And I would advise that you work as many breaths as you want because we're working different stages. I'll call them out. You come to them as you're ready or not, all right? So coming into your version of stage 1, pause and explore this pose. Explore how it is talking to your spot. Being in the most optimal version of it so you can stay connected and use the pose to help you open up that area rather than cause it to seize and close down. If you have further to go, stage 2, bend the forearms so now the fingertips, the right fingertips point towards the left foot. Take the left hand but on the pinky edge of the foot and then grab the ankle with the right hand. So the right forearm is parallel to the front of the mat. Left palm is outside left foot. Right hand has ankle. Relax the neck and the legs are working into the earth. The tailbone is curling forward between both thighs. You may wish to stay here. If you have further to go, pick the back knee up and pivot the heel down like a warrior 2. Maybe even slide the head behind the left thigh. I don't have that in my practice today, so I'm not doing that, but you are welcome to go there. Curling the pubic bone and the tailbone forward between the thighs is enough for me with a straight back leg. Pushing the right forearm into the ground, left palm. I can stay connected to my spot here. One more deep breath. And then if the knee is lifted, lower that knee to the floor. Take your time unwinding, keeping the neck relaxed and the breath complete on the inhale. And the exhale as we switch sides. Flipping the left side of the mat over. Coming into a boxy lunge position, 90-degree angles at both knees. Switch sides if you are warrioring. Doing the warrior 1 modifications. Come into stage 1 of head to ankle if that is your move. Back toes are curled under. Anchor the forearms into the ground. Relax the neck. Deepen the breath. It's hard to do in these super foldy poses, right? Maybe come to stage 2, bringing the left hand to grab right ankle. Forearm parallel with the front of the mat. Right hand to outside of right foot. If you have further to go, pick up the back knee, pivot the heel down, straight leg, warrior 2 foot. Maybe slide the torso, back of head behind the right calf. One more breath. And then release. If the knee is up, bring it to the floor and gently unwind. And then everybody come into a floor position. Make sure you have your block. We'll finish with bridge and then we'll be moving to Shavasana. So if you need to get anything warm near you, bring that close by so you can cover back up or just get a hoodie on or whatever. Maybe my fancy sparkly slippers are over there. Anything you want to put on your feet because we won't be coming back up. So let's do 5 breaths in bridge using a supported bridge. Come onto your back. Unclip any hair accoutrement. And bring heels under hips, under knees, just outside the width of the hips. Arms to your sides, palms up. Spread the toes and take a deep breath in. Exhale, curl the tailbone up, getting the back flat, and maybe go further by picking the hips up from the floor. Grab your block or whatever prop you're using and place it under the sacrum. The block can be on any height. I'm working on the highest point, but there are 2 levels lower if you prefer. But wherever you move into with this block, push the heels against the floor. And lightly push the pelvis on the block, providing length to the low back. And for these final 3 breaths, use them to check in on your spot. How does it feel now? It's always good to check in at the end of the day on how you feel now after the day's events. Take 1 more breath. Exhale, push down into the heels, lift the pelvis off the block. And then slowly release. Continue pushing the heels against the floor. Keep the low back long. Herd of cats. And here is where I leave you. So come into your Shavasana in whatever configuration you like. If you'd like to do a chest opener Shavasana, you can take a prop or a rolled up blanket or anything, place it on the floor so it's between your shoulder blades, because we've done a lot of forward folding. And then 1 prop that can be a little taller than that prop so your head is supported. You can start with the knees bent as I just demoed, maybe working to an extended leg. Arms to the sides, palms up. You don't have to do any of that. You can just come onto the back and make yourself very comfortable. Continue breathing in your spot, kind of guide yourself into it. And I thank you so much for joining me. Again, I do the classes by donation. And your donation can be in the form of likes, shares, subscribes, and making sure that you have your notifications selected so you know when I do go live or follow the things that I post. Any kind of interaction works as some donation. And for those of you who make other donations to my PayPal account, thank you very much. That's very appreciated. And for those of you who have been following me, note that the schedule is going to change up this week because I am taking on some work and my life has changed dramatically just in the past 24 hours. So that happens, and I'll list out the schedule of when I can teach as soon as I'm able, but I will be teaching at 12:30 tomorrow live. Feel free to join me. The classes are also recorded live on YouTube, so check out my YouTube channel where you can continue to do the classes as well and practice them a little bit more. Connect with me in any way you can if you have any questions. But take your Shavasana, make sure you don't skip it. Do it for at least 5 minutes. All right, take your time to take in your practice, to take in you, and maybe more information from your spot tonight. I thank you very much. Namaste. Hi, guys. All right, so let's get this loading up. End.